All right, guys, welcome to JHouze Radio, episode 43. We're here for a special episode today. We're doing kind of like a celebration for Ghostbusters Day, basically. Los is gonna be a little late today, so right now it's just me and Viv starting off. Viv, would you like to introduce your significant other, who is one of the biggest Ghostbusters fans of all time?
The biggest of all fans of Ghostbuster franchise is my significant other. His name is Jay.
How's it going? How's it going? Welcome to the podcast. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna start off. Pretty much, what was both of you guys' connection to the Ghostbuster franchise? When did you first watch it? And yeah, let's just start there.
You want to go first?
It all started in June of 1984. Saw it in the theater when it came out. My mom took me, and made my dad take me the week after. And I've been a fan since.
Awesome. What about you, Viv?
I actually started watching the animated, the real Ghostbusters, right? That's the one that I got more familiar with. And then as I got older, I saw the movies. But yeah, I was a big fan of they were on Channel 5 in New Jersey. It's Channel 5 Fox.
Yeah.
After school, coming home, checking out some cartoons, and they were part of the lineup. So I totally loved watching the animated series. So
Now, curious, why did they call it the real Ghostbusters? Why didn't they just call it Ghostbusters? Was there a reason why they did that?
he knows.
Well, the cartoon is not fully canon to the movies. So the cartoon is called The Real Ghostbusters because those are the real Ghostbusters, and the movies are based on the cartoon characters.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, I was curious about that. I was like, why did they change that name?
Well, yeah, and then on top of that, like if you notice, they tried their best to like make the real live movie characters look like the cartoons. Although
So the cartoon came first, or did the movie come first?
yeah, the movie came first.
Oh, the movie came first. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Was set up to be the real adventures of the Ghostbuster, if you will, and then
Okay.
there's reference to the movies and the cartoon.
Okay.
They do it a couple of times, and they make it out to where, like in one of the episodes, they go out to Hollywood to consult for the Ghostbusters movie that they're making. And
Oh, really?
1984 movie. Yeah. So,
Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, I remember being a kid. I was a really big fan of the Ghostbusters cartoons, and like the films too. But the cartoons, I was a pretty big fan of it. Honestly, I don't remember too much of it now because it's been so long, honestly. But
it's on Apple TV.
oh, really? It's on Apple TV. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Or was it Amazon?
no, it was Apple.
Apple TV. They have the whole series.
How many seasons was it? Do you remember?
7 or 8.
Or 8. And
Oh,
the
wow.
episodes are obviously really short, so you can like binge watch it in one day, like one season.
Oh, wow.
If you're doing
Yeah.
laundry, cooking, and cleaning, and then
Yeah, and like looking at this art style right now, like it's definitely really overly animated too. Like it's pretty cool. Like it pretty much matches, like the whole style of the movie too. So that's cool. Oh, here goes Los. He's in here.
Is.
All right. Now I
Better
gotta.
late than never.
Better late than never.
My girl made some spicy pulled pork, and it's good, but you pay the price afterwards.
Oh, you were paying the price.
I was paying the price. I was paying those tickets at the pool. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh man.
I was dropping logs like a lumberjack.
For anybody
I was
who's
paying
just
for
checking
high
in
school
here,
parties.
Los is finally joining us, chat. Los is finally joining us. Yeah, Los, we were just talking about we pretty much just got started. Obviously, we were talking about the Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters cartoon, basically. Did you ever watch the Ghostbusters cartoon?
Love the cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely love the cartoon.
Yeah, this is definitely a classic for sure.
But I even liked it when they were the Extreme Ghostbusters.
It was the Extreme.
Yeah, there was a goth girl, some Puerto Rican kid, some guy in a wheelchair, and there was somebody else. I
Oh,
forgot who
wow.
the last guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was a black kid too, and then Egon.
Yes.
Egon and Janine were in it.
All right, Los, this is Jay. Jay, this is Los.
Oh yes,
Hey, Jay.
formal introduction. Yeah, for sure.
You know, because Keith is just like, like, oh yeah, whatever. You'll figure it out during the show.
Yeah. Now I gotta re-edit everything. So everybody who's watching live, do not mind me. I gotta edit Los in here since he wants to be late. But it's all good. He was
I
eating.
didn't choose to be late. I was paying a price.
What are your guys' favorite? What are some of your favorite moments from Ghostbusters? Whether it's from the cartoon or the movies.
Well, from the first movie, it's the first scare when you see the librarian ghost. And it scares the crap out of them. Like that scene.
Oh yeah.
It's probably one of the best scenes in that whole movie.
Yeah. And what about you, Viv? What's one of your favorites?
I personally love Janine in the animated series, the first animated series. And she was like super uber New Yorker, hardcore chick. Like, I'm gonna work with these 4 guys. It sort of brought it. It's so weird that I saw that when I was really young, and then I ended up working third shift in a warehouse with a whole bunch of guys. So I was like,
oh, so you felt like a real life Janine.
All I heard was hardcore chick with 4 guys. What's going on?
Oh my god. Of course, Los would catch that part of the conversation. No, she was talking about
She decided to knock over my steel folding chairs.
oh wow,
oh wow, that
She's
sucks.
chasing after her.
oh okay.
So what about oh, go ahead, Viv. Go ahead.
It's one of that and Slimer.
Slimer from the movie?
Both the movie and the animated series.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Los, we were just asking like, what are some of your favorite moments from Ghostbusters? Do you have one of your favorite moments from the films or the cartoons?
From the first movie, it's cats and dogs living together.
Oh,
From the second one, Jesus, from the second one, it's kind of hard.
I feel like some
For the
people
second
remember
one, I
the
can't
first
think
one.
of it.
I feel like
Say
even
again?
I feel like even for me and a lot of people I know, I feel like more people kind of remember the first film more than the second film. I don't know why. Maybe
I
because
know, but the second one had a lot of funny story elements.
Yeah,
in it.
the first movie, the comedy was old school
yeah.
80s comedy. Like the Harold Ramis, he wrote it with Dan and Ivan Reitman, with the direction, and these are guys that came up in the very early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, and so their humor is such like they ruined it for the second one, in my opinion. I like the second movie,
Mhm.
but if you play them side by side, they're pretty much the same movie.
Yeah.
Except the first one is funnier and scarier. The ghosts in it and the monsters in it were more realistic, if you will.
Yeah.
It's very cartoony in the second one, and I get why, but
Yeah, I think I would have to
I
agree.
remember my
Yeah.
favorite part.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I remember my favorite part from the second one. The Titanic had just arrived.
better late than never.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment of Ghostbusters would have to be like just kind of like you mentioned, like the library scene in the first one. It's classic. It's like it's almost as if like when you think about Ghostbusters, you almost instantly think about that scene, basically. Um, but yeah, I think the library scene for me was probably like one of my favorite moments in Ghostbusters, honestly. So, like I said,
The thing
Ghostbusters 2,
that
I don't remember it too much.
the thing that surprised me in Ghostbusters 1, it was PG-13, but Dan Aykroyd's character Ray got a blowjob from a ghost. He did.
Yes. It's funny. I was
But
I was talking about that the other day with somebody. I was watching that with a friend, and I was like, "Wait a second! I've seen this movie a million times. I've even watched it as a kid. And as a kid, I just thought maybe he was just scared. The ghost scared him, and then he just like passed out. And for the first time in all these years, I realized, wait a second, he's getting a blowjob by a ghost, and I just realized that. It's my first time realizing that. I never realized it after all these years. I was like, I was a kid when I saw that.
The things that become unveiled when you're an adult.
I know. I was just gonna say, I'm just surprised that they let that be in there, like just so prevalent like that. Like, oh yeah, Coach giving him a blowjob. Nothing.
PG-13, they're allowed one F-bomb, right?
Oh
In a
yeah, true.
PG-13 movie, so maybe they probably let that go because there's no curses really. They say shit. That's about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they
Well,
figured, you know, PG-13, one blowjob is allowed. I guess that's probably what it is.
well, also part of another like epic or iconic scene in the movie, first one, Stay Puff.
Oh, Stay Puft
Stay
Marshmallow
Puft.
Man. Yeah, iconic character.
Well, come
Iconic
on,
character.
like roasted marshmallows at the end, like it's kind of important.
Yeah, that was definitely an
I'm sorry.
iconic character.
I think mushrooms are mushrooms. Marshmallows. They're both disgusting.
You don't like
Marshmallows are
marshmallows?
disgusting. Like I can't even.
I'm with you.
No, I can't even marshmallows.
Oh wow.
And whenever I see people eat peanut butter and stuff, I want to vomit. Ugh,
Wait, when you see people eat peanut butter
marshmallows
and
are
what?
Disgusting. Fluff.
Oh yeah, no, that's no.
Wait,
It's hard.
wait. What's fluff? What is that? What is fluff?
Oh my gosh, he's not from Pennsylvania, so he
Incredible
doesn't know.
No, fluff is a southern thing,
but
but
it's
my
just like a Pennsylvania thing too.
yeah, it's spreadable marshmallow.
Oh, that's what that's
go to the-
called? I've
if
seen
you
it
go to the
before.
supermarket and you go to the peanut butter and jelly aisle or even the baking aisle, you see the marshmallows, you see peanut butter, you see jelly, and then you see fluff. And it's a white jar.
That just sounds like such a like is that the official name? Like it's literally
Yeah.
called fluff?
yeah.
So weird. It's like
That's the product name.
who would think to say, "Hey, do you want some fluff with that?" Like what? Like it just sounds so
I'm sorry, I
weird.
hear fluff, I think of fluffer.
Exactly. So many things you could think of. Ashley Nielsen in
You were
chat.
gonna go
How's it
there,
going?
Carlos.
Ashley Nielsen in chat says I only like marshmallows in my Lucky Charms. I love marshmallows in Lucky Charms. I would literally sit there and just devour only the marshmallows. I freaking love it. All right, so Ghostbusters 2. All right, well, first off, let's kind of break down Ghostbusters 1, basically, I guess. So overall, like in comparison to Ghostbusters 2, like I don't know, I guess if you were to pretty much kind of give Ghostbusters like a rating or a grade, what would you guys give it? I guess on like a scale of like 10, 1 to 10.
The first one?
Yeah,
And 10 being good?
10.
10 being good, you give it okay,
10
100%, 10 plus. What about you, Los? Like as an overall film, like if you were to like kind of like review that film, how would you review it?
It was directed and acted so well, but there were just little pieces of the story that I'm like, yeah, I don't know. There was like one or two parts that I just felt like the whole beginning with when they started setting up the whole headquarters. I felt like it was kind of rushed. So for me, the movie was only like an 8 or 9, 8.5, really.
Yeah, time is weird in the first movie. Like it it almost jumps back and forth between days and weeks, but then you like, they make it seem like during the montage that they've been, so busy and going for weeks and look so good and this and that
Yeah.
and then Bill goes to meet up with Sigourney Weaver, and it's just like a couple of days that passed by since she got in touch with them to help her.
Yeah.
So like I get it. Like the time is definitely off. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of
But
that could
the
also.
one funny thing. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think a lot of that could also probably be connected to maybe like how the editing was done. I noticed that we talk about that a lot when it comes to films, that we feel like timing and just like character development sometimes can be an issue in some films, and I think a lot of it just has to do with creativity and the amount of time that the studio gives the film. They're like, all right, you want to make this film, you got 2 hours, cram it into 2 hours. So a lot of times some creatives might not know the proper way to squeeze that much story into 2 hours, so that could be an issue too. I mean, that probably was a problem, possibly.
yeah, they also didn't have very much time to make the movie either. So
Oh really?
yeah, they were only they weren't given very much time, and they weren't given a hell of a lot of money either.
Oh wow.
Like the profit for this
No, but
movie
all the
was like
money's on
6 times or 7 times the amount of money that they actually made it with.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it really wasn't that much money at all. I think it was like $45,000 or something, like, or $450,000 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of money.
It was peanuts.
On
No
today's
marshmallows.
standards, that is like nothing on today's standards for filmmaking.
They were doing a lot of pioneering stuff with their technology for the effects. So, they didn't have CGI at the time. So they had to do a lot of crazy editing stuff to include holograms and the like a whole bunch of different other effects that they used.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was 30 million that they made it with, and it grossed 295 million. So it made like 10 times the amount of money that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that was just box office, and then with merchandising and all that, they killed with that movie.
Oh yeah, they destroyed it.
I'm still buying this Stay Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about buying me a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man pop. Actually, I'm surprised that I don't have one, so I need to add that to my collection.
We have a few.
Yeah, I saw on your little B-roll that we're gonna play in a little bit, actually.
He has collected so many different items that pertain to Ghostbusters. Things that you wouldn't even think like he has the ghost trap. There's a ghost trap that's an incense burner. Although we don't use it as that, but it's an incense burner.
That's pretty cool, actually.
He has all versions of Stay Puft in different shapes and sizes. Yep.
Wow. I'm actually surprised Stay Puft does not have an origin story movie. Like, I think we need that. I think it's time. Let's get a Stay Puft movie.
Hey, Hollywood, listen up.
Yeah, right. Let's get a movie. Yeah, I think overall, in my opinion, I think I would definitely rate Ghostbusters. I would probably give it a 10, man. It's something that I loved as a kid and watched it recently, and it still feels amazing, man. It still holds up. I love the story. It's like an original story too. So for that, I definitely love it. It's a good film. Ghostbusters 2. I want to get your guys' opinion on that. Let's start with you, Los. What you think of Ghostbusters 2?
I just kind of thought the whole painting angle was a little weird. Like a possessed painting. And I was just kind of like, and like Ghostbusters 2 was so rushed. Like it didn't actually the painting of Vigo, whatever his name was.
Oh yeah.
Vigo isn't actually a painting. It's all makeup. He was standing there. It was a photograph. It wasn't a painting.
Oh really?
So that amazed me. But plus, I think Plus the actor was like, he wasn't scary. He looked like someone who got out of AA like way too late. He was just terrible looking. He wasn't scary.
He's an old Italian dude, man.
it doesn't matter. You could pick a bunch of different all the time who look like they can whoop your ass. He looked like he was like, I need some scotch. I can't do this without some scotch.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. He just looked
But yeah, well, I agree with you that the whole painting element, but it has to marry everything that happens in that whole movie somehow, and by having something so stagnant like a painting, you have such power. You know, that was also an innovative thing at that time when they were making that movie. So it wasn't very seen in many things.
Yeah,
Right.
true. Yeah, I guess I can see that.
There's a lot of things about the Vigo character that don't make sense. Like, why would he want to possess a baby?
Yeah, I
And,
didn't understand that either. I was
You
confused
know,
by that.
when he obviously could possess anybody at any time because he possesses Ray.
Yeah.
So why not just take over Janosch's body and be done with it? Like, take over the world.
Yeah.
You know,
the annoying assistant, Janosch.
He was the director.
the curator. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the director.
Really?
Sigourney Weaver was the technical. You have to
Oh.
go in.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and the only time I've ever seen him, aside from this movie, is as a lawyer with Ally Mcbeal in that show. Right? Okay, so I'm not crazy.
Wow, Ally Mcbeal. I haven't seen that show in decades. Jeez, I forgot about that show.
Ooka, Chuck.
I
I've
mean,
never seen him outside of that. I mean, probably later on, but not as a famous like lead person.
He was in Bean.
Doesn't be.
oh, Bean. Wow. I mean, for me,
The only Bean I know is Killer Bean, the YouTube short that got really famous. Oh, you guys have never seen Killer Bean?
No, I've never. I don't even know what that is.
you have
Hold on, I'm writing it down.
Killer Bean. I have no idea what that is.
It's early animation. It's early computer animation, and it's about essentially a big shootout, and all the characters are beans. It's fucking hysterical. It's great.
A
And not one
shootout
fart
with
joke.
a shootout with beans.
Beans.
Okay, that definitely sounds entertaining. I'm down with that. Down with that. Yeah. I honestly, I thought. I mean, during the time, I thought the second film was amazing. It just seemed wackier, just funnier, just more craziness, than the first one. So I think for the time, I thought it was good. I feel like the first one holds up more than the second one if you were watching today. In my opinion, I would probably like if I was to rank the second one, I'd probably give it like a 10 today. Back then, I would give it like not a 10 today. I would give it a 7 today, and back then I would give it a 10 for sure. But the story was okay for the time. I think it was okay for the time, in my opinion.
Again, they had to
For
do
the
some
time.
crazy effects for their phantoms and the paranormal stuff and
Yeah.
the pink goo flowing underneath the city of New York.
Yeah.
Like,
Which looked terrible.
wait, what?
Really? You thought it looked terrible? I thought it looked amazing.
It looked terrible. Those were some terrible matte paintings. If you look at the sewer scene, right?
Okay.
On the left hand side of the slime river, you'll see an aura for where the matting didn't, where the opticals didn't quite line up. And if you look at the matte painting, there's a scratch in it on the lower left hand corner.
He's like, I'm writing this
There's a
Only-
down.
scratch in the matte painting.
Only you, Los, would actually find that. Okay.
He has that kind of a selective eye.
Just watch the
Yeah,
damn movie,
I mean,
Los.
come on.
Enjoy it.
I've been an editor my whole life. Like, I spot those things quick.
Yeah. All right. So what would you guys rate rank part 2?
A 6.5.
I'd probably give it a 5.
Wow. I am
have
really
a
surprised.
love-hate relationship with the second one.
Man himself.
Really?
Oh, he does. Every
I do.
time.
I mean, like you said earlier, when you were a kid, it was amazing. My heroes are back, you know.
Yeah.
But the older I get, it doesn't age with me. The first movie has aged with me.
Yeah.
The second movie, I still need to be a 10-year-old kid to enjoy most of it. You know, there are a few, you know, adult moments, you know, jokes that get passed and but they're so few and far in between. Like, they definitely made the second one more for the kids. You know, they had the cartoon out. They didn't think that, you know, our teenage fans from the first movie and our adult fans from the first movie aren't going to appreciate this as much as their kids are, you know.
That's a good way to look at it, huh? Interesting.
So, but there are things about it that I respect. You know, it's all practical effects. Still, I mean, it was 89, so there really wasn't any CGI or nothing. But I love that it's all practical effects. You know, I wish it was, you know, more for
the people who love the first one.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or at least, I guess I can understand what he's saying, because they could add a little bit more fluidity and connectivity. Oh, look who it is!
Look at the puppy.
Oh.
Yeah, she's barking at people who are walking their dogs now. So this is what I got to do to calm her down.
It's okay.
Say hi, Puppy.
He's so cute.
Looks like
What
Stay Puft
is
Marshmallow
that?
Man.
We have a frog on the outside of our patio right now, so if you hear something, it's not an alarm or anything. It's just a frog.
Okay.
We live in the woods, guys. I'm sorry.
It is all good. It is all good.
We've had nothing but rain for the last 3 days, so things are coming up. But yeah, I think he's, in a way, he brings a point that the fans of the first movie need to still connect with the second movie, and there are not that much connecting points. And it's like he says, he always has this love-hate relationship. If it comes on TV or we're watching, you know, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but then I'm gonna work on something else while I'm watching it. I was like, but you're not watching it. It's like, just leave it on, because he knows the movie so well.
Yeah. I'll still watch it, you know, like. But
yeah, I have movies I do
the
that
first
with.
one comes on, I sit and watch it. The second one comes on, and I'm back and forth, and you know.
Yeah. I have some movies and TV shows I do that with. I'm sorry, let's go ahead.
So I don't like how Ghostbusters 2 started. Like, it started with such a disconnect from the first one that it didn't feel like the story flew into it. Like, it wasn't fluid. They weren't going into each other. It just kind of, everyone was off doing their own thing, and it just seemed a little weird. So when they kind of got together, it was kind of, you know, let's bring the band back together, but it didn't feel earned. It just kind of felt necessary for the story. And that's why I think the second one failed, where the first one really felt organic. Oh, this is the reason why they're all together. You know, the first one felt unified, and the second one felt disjointed.
We still don't get to see what Winston's been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you
like, hey guys.
Yeah, I think I noticed that like immediately when I watched the second one. I was like, I felt like Los did. Yeah, I was kind of confused because I just recently watched the first one, then I watched the second one. I was like, what's happening? Like, I felt confused about what was happening. Like, everything just felt different, and it would have been different if the first one kind of led up to some of the current events in part two. But it was just like, it just jumped into a different time frame completely without any kind of like explanation about what was happening, you know?
No.
So, but yeah, I mean, you know, like you said, it was 89, so things were different.
It was a different galaxy far, far away.
Exactly. So, all right, I want to jump into kind of the elephant in the room here. Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh, that one's dry.
The one that everybody loves, right? You guys love that one? No?
Yeah.
God, what a terrible
I
fucking
love
movie.
to not know about it.
Viz, let's start with you. What did you think of the 2016
because
all women's cast?
because I am the female in this little group that we have. Yes, the twist of getting females to be iconic figures as the Ghostbusters were and have been was a challenge, I would say, to cast. Part of the casting was done well. Part of the casting could have been better.
Yeah.
That's opinion of mine. No, no offense to anyone else. Additionally, the fact that they were females, they were trying to run a business, they were trying to be smart in science and technology, in areas that were very known to have government or male governing people instead of just an equal balance. I mean,
Mhm.
I think those were main focuses of the purpose for the film. But I just
Los is just like, I just don't. He's so
I'm just
disgusted
waiting my
with it.
turn.
the comedy
waiting my
was
turn.
okay. Kristen, is it Kristen Wiig? No.
Well, yeah,
Her and the blonde chick. Oh my god, I forget her name right now.
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon. She was outstanding.
She's the best thing in that movie.
She holds that movie. She anchors it. She pulls it. It's great. Like her timing, and yeah, she can bounce off of Miss Jones. She can bounce off of Miss McCarthy. But like seriously, like she was pulling. I think she was just, you know. But aside from that, I think that's all I can say. I'm done. Thanks.
Okay, so I guess we established that Viv does not like it, so.
It's alright. It was okay.
Keith, you
What
go,
about-
and then let me go on my rant.
Okay. I did not like it at all. I was rooting for this one because this was around a time when we started getting like the whole Me Too movement, and we wanted to get more women into lead roles and et cetera, et cetera. And I really appreciate the fact that they took that risk to do that. I thought that was pretty cool. I think what went wrong with this film for me is the cast. In my opinion, I just felt like a lot of the comedy was just over top. I felt like they tried to focus so much on the comedy that it just felt forced. It just, nothing felt natural about the comedy. And that's one of the things that I love about Ghostbusters is that it's very sarcastic and it comes natural. I mean, but this film, it didn't feel that way. Like you said, Viv, Kate McKinnon carried this film. Honestly, I love her character. I love most of her work that she does. Her comedy, her physical comedy it's like all in her face, and I love that about her. Outside of that, I just didn't like it. It just didn't mesh well. The casting is what I think hurt this film. Not that they casted women, but the excuse me, not that they casted women, but the women that they casted. It just didn't flow well for me, in my opinion. So I'll
too.
yeah, the story was bad too. I don't know. I just couldn't connect with it.
The villain
Well,
was
Melissa McCarthy.
lacking. You know, the Rowan character, his motivation was that people didn't like him.
Exactly.
Okay.
Give me a little more than that.
First of all, what killed the movie is Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
That woman is unfunny, annoying, and she doesn't shut the fuck up. There is not a one moment of silence in that fucking movie because she's like, it was
Oh,
fucking
man.
ridiculous. Her trying on the proton pack, flying her out of the fucking air. That's not how the fucking thing works. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up, okay? Seriously. And why does it take 3 minutes to explain something that took 10 seconds in the original film? Why?
Oh my god.
Why?
Carlos and
Okay?
Jay pretty much have
Seriously.
the same.
All right.
This is like
They
the same
updated Echo 1. Oh no. This fuck. I couldn't even finish fucking watching it. Okay, that's how fucking bad this movie is. Okay, it is fucking terrible. Okay,
I don't think I've ever
the
seen
shit
Los.
I just took is better than. Okay, I fucking hate this movie. Okay, Ab- first of all, why is it not a continuity, a continuation of the continuity of the first one? Okay, why not? Okay, all you had to do is take Sigourney Weaver, okay, and say she's taking over the Ghostbusters. She wants to make it an all-girls club, and you move forward, and then you actually find
It
funny
didn't
people.
even need to be
Okay.
in New York.
And
They could have been a franchise in California or something. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
Ghostbusters 2 put them back into business. So now, so many years later, they're branched out across the nation. You know, like, because ghosts don't only haunt New York.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been anywhere. It could have literally been any. It could have been in New Jersey.
It could have been in Texas.
It could have been anywhere.
No
Yeah,
place.
I think they were just trying to just. I think they were trying to like revamp the franchise, just like start fresh, start clean, just from a women's perspective. I think that's what they were going for. But yeah, I don't know.
See, but then
Written by a man.
don't make a Ghostbusters.
Way to go.
Don't make a Ghostbusters movie. What makes Ghostbusters such so loved, okay, is not only the characters, it's the premise and the continuity, okay? So even if you had everyone retire, okay, or you kill them all right, and then this woman decides she wants to do it. All right, fine, you've killed them all. They won't make a cameo, none of that stuff, and they'll be in it. Okay, but you all of a sudden this is a new thing, Ghostbusting. That wasn't. You're trying to reboot something that doesn't need to be rebooted. Okay, why charge a battery until it explodes? Okay, it was
Yeah,
fine the way it was. Make it a continuation of the continuity. Take Melissa McCarthy, flush her down the toilet, and you have a chance of a good movie.
flush her
Okay?
down the toilet. Oh man,
You
you
could literally
you really
like,
hate Melissa McCartney, huh?
playing her part, and it would be better. She is so unfunny. She is so unfunny.
Honestly,
She makes me want to buy a gun, wait the 7 days, and shoot my fucking television for showing me anything with Melissa McCarthy. In it.
oh
That is how
man.
that is how unfunny that woman is. The rest of the cast, you know what?
Yeah.
Kate McKinnon, amazing, absolutely amazing. Leslie Jones brought a big. She added this energy to the screen, and you always wanted to see what she was gonna say next. And her sarcasm was great in the movie.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig was fucking boring as shit, but you know, you directed her a little different,
She's
and
funny
she can pull
in
off something great.
Every comedy
But
that
there's
she's been in.
nothing that was
Except for this
Melissa
one.
McCarthy. But this one she was boring. I was like,
Yeah.
God, you're a fucking wet sack of
But she's
potatoes
not even.
underneath.
She's not
the
even
Titanic.
a big
You're
sack of potatoes.
terrible.
She's so thin. She's like a burlap sack without potatoes.
She was
So
terrible.
she's a sack.
That's like you trying to sleep with Salma Hayek and you have a hole in the condom. Why? You know, that's how bad she was.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't.
like
I
Melissa
mean,
McCartney's so.
And I feel sad. Also, I not sad, but I feel like they could have casted someone else aside from Chris Hemsworth as the.
But he was funny though.
He was
I
funny.
gotta say, he had some moments.
yeah, he has some good chops. I'll give him that. I think they hired
like when he
him
hits the
because of
gong and
that.
it's loud, so he covers his eyes. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and the thing about what I liked about it, what I liked about the reason why they casted him is because now they're doing the reverse, the female version of Eye Candy. And that's cool. Okay. That role being reversed is awesome. The fact that he pulled off a really dumb and funny character was amazing because you don't expect that from him, you know?
I would have to say I don't think I've ever heard Los so passionate about a film ever on the podcast. Like that is the first time I've heard you blow up like that ever.
This is very true. Very true. Yeah.
Because there's no excuse for that movie to be bad. There is no excuse, okay, other than you wanted to make it bad on purpose. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
wanted to make it bad on purpose, you succeeded. If you wanted to make a good movie, stop smoking crack, okay, and then write a real film. Period. Does
So-
anyone disagree with me? Please let me know.
I don't know. What does the public say?
So
Hey,
I take it Lois doesn't like the film. Yeah.
Are there any further opinions on the commentary
No, I
from
mean,
the live cast?
I think we can officially just go ahead and just wipe that film from Ghostbusters franchise existence and just pretend like it never existed. So,
I want to move to an alternate universe where that film never existed. That's how much I hate that movie.
so I guess on a different note, then, we have the new Ghostbusters film coming out, Ghostbusters Afterlife. When is that coming out? This year, right?
November. Yeah.
November.
He knows.
He's like, oh yeah, I know.
He's your Ghostbuster ticker.
Again, look at that movie. It's a continuation of the first one. So you keep the idea of the character. You know it revolves around Egon's family. You see that the Ecto 1 had actual upgrades done to it. So in your head, when you see the upgrades, you're like, oh my God, what are these stories that we didn't know about? I want to know.
Yeah.
Where can we see these stories? Understand? And it makes you excited about it. And now with the kid aspect of it, you're kind of like, you're scared because you're like, oh, they could ruin it. But then again, if you think about Stranger Things, where it's centered around kids, it's pretty good. So you just kind of want to see how they move it from the city to the country. How different will it be? But for this movie, I have faith. You have the original director's son directing it. You know, you have actors who can act. You know, you have Paul Rudd in it, and he can act and he's funny. So you know that this, just from the trailer alone, you have hope. From the 2016 Ghostbusters, I saw that trailer and I was like, "Lo cagaron."
You see the video that someone did? It's Stay Puffed watching it, and it's his reaction. Have you seen that?
No,
It's hysterical. He's all excited and happy in the beginning, and then like
Really?
over time, his face is just like it turns into disgust. It's funny.
Oh man.
Oh, and additionally to all the other characters and actors that you mentioned, Carlos, there's gonna be a baby Stay Puft.
There's gonna be a baby Stay
there
Puft.
is.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yo, get some crackers and chocolate, make a s'more,
There
and
we
you're all set.
go.
Yeah, there's they released a clip. I don't know if it's actually in the movie.
Or the trailer. I think
but,
it's the trailer.
It's a clip of Paul Rudd in a grocery store. And,
Oh yeah, Viv showed me that.
Rowan.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. That was
Yes,
actually
I
kind of
saw that.
hilarious.
Baby Stay Puft. Yay!
So what are we? So what are we predicting? Any predictions where the storyline might go? I feel like it's gonna be more than what we're thinking. I think it's gonna be more than just the kids taking over here.
I think it's Gozer coming back. You know,
Interesting.
they didn't destroy Gozer in the first one. They just pushed it back into the dimension that it came from.
That would
So,
be interesting.
In the trailer, you know, the mine that the kids are hanging out at is a Shandor mine.
Mhm.
So the architect who built Dana's building in the first one, it's his mine out in Oklahoma. So the fact that Egon has a house in Oklahoma, you know, in the first movie when they're in the jail, he's talking about how, you know, Shandor had thousands of followers, and you know, and there, you know, so that would make sense that there would be followers all over the place, and there'd be temples as well. So there's probably a temple down in that mine, and in the trailer there's a clip of Paul Rudd in a car, and you see a terror dog hand come down on the hood.
Yes, right here. I was just about to. I was going back just for that. This particular scene right here. It looks like that's what that could be. It could
So-
possibly be that. Yeah.
Thinking
Yo, and I did not
there's
catch all
you
of
know
that.
speculation that the scene that they released with all the mini Stay Puffs leads into him getting into his car, leaving the, you know, to get away from the supermarket because it's, you know, of everything that's happening. and there's a terror dog chasing him, and he's probably gonna get
Look.
possessed.
That's our terror dog.
But-
But he's cute.
That's our turn dog.
He's cute.
We'll have to wait
Honestly,
for the next trailer. If that doesn't
yeah.
happen in November.
I can 100% see that happening, especially with the, with the scene that we were just talking about. I can see that happening, honestly. I got
And
a feeling.
that's a huge, like, it's like a 20-sided dice of connections right there. Like, you can't really disconnect a lot and say, hey, it's an independent film. No, there is actual continuity, like Carla said. There are points. There's many points now. There's just not just one or two. There's a lot. So, and it also brings that old movie. Not that it's tremendously old, but
Yeah.
it's a movie that has not been watched or understood at this generation's time frame. So.
Very true.
Plus, if everyone has been faithful to the Stranger Things series,
Yes,
they
I
would
love that
be
show. I love that show.
on board with having him in this movie coming up with Ghostbusters. It's also kind of Stranger Things-y, and it has that link, that connection. So they're marketing it really well, and they've casted it really well.
I'm wondering if they're gonna acknowledge Ghostbusters 2, though, because Paul Rudd says to the kid that 30 years ago, which would have been when it was supposed to come out, would have been 30 years after Ghostbusters 2, but all the video that he's showing them on YouTube or whatever it is all from the first movie.
Oh, okay.
So 30 years could be like a generalization.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Well, I think that they will talk about part 2 only because this to me is the real part 4, because 3 we all know is the video game. But this
Yeah.
just feels like it's a continuity of everything. So I kind of feel like they will mention it, like in a passing, like, oh, he even fought, Vigo, blah 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 blah, and keep going. I don't think it'll be more than just a passing mention is what I think it'll be.
Yeah, because
more than
there's
anything
no,
else.
yeah,
You know,
it
'cause,
wasn't.
It makes sense.
The impact that movie had wasn't as long term as the first movie or the video game or the cartoons that have had a lot of other impacted longevity effects.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm
is
really
about-
interested to see how that goes.
My thing about Ghostbusters has a Mandela effect. You guys know what the Mandela effect is, right? So
No,
many
what?
people think that there was a real movie, Ghostbusters 3, that people will search for it, but it was never made. The video game is the part 3.
It's not canon though, which is a shame.
What console
he
did
has to say that.
what console did the game come out on? What's that available on?
PS3,
Initially,
and now it's on Switch.
Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Okay.
And then it was on the Wii, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, and now you can get it on the Switch.
And then they remastered it for the
Yes.
Switch.
Yes, it's remastered on the Switch. I gotta get that on Switch, man. I gotta get it. I don't know. I feel weird to say this, but I'm predicting that since it's his granddaughter, that Egon might be a ghost in this one. I don't know why. I just got that feeling. It could be. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
He passed
There's a blue ghost in
Yeah,
the
he passed
trailer
away.
called Muncher is his nickname.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is that it's Egon's ghost because he's constantly eating. That's why he's named Muncher. And in Ghostbusters, he's always got food in his hand.
Yeah.
It's a Twinkie, or he's being given a candy bar, or they're eating Chinese food. Like, he's always eating.
It would be interesting if they did that. If they
That'd be
decided to
funny.
go that route.
No,
It'd be
it's not
really
gonna go.
interesting.
Curious if Slimer's gonna make an appearance.
He has to. He's a ghost.
I think he has to, just for nostalgia's sake. He has to at least show up at least once in this film.
And
At
he
least
has
once.
to slime. He has to slime somebody, so the iconic phrase that goes. what
I've
is
been
it?
slimed. Oh no,
Slimed
he
you.
slimed me. Somebody has to say that in this film. Somebody. I guarantee one person will say that.
That has to happen. Well, it has. I would request it to happen, but I'm not sure that it will.
No, it has to happen.
For me,
It
the
better.
line I would love to hear said is when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. That's the line I want to hear.
That would be funny.
It's funny. There are so many iconic lines. I mean, he could probably tell you the whole movie from beginning to end without even needing a script. But there are specific phrases and sayings and words and, events in that movie that are so iconic. And if they, as an homage to them, that would be great to link that into the upcoming film.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm gonna make sure
So I
I
have a question
purposely
for you
stay
guys.
away. What's up?
I have a question for you guys. What did you think about them changing the logo for Ghostbusters?
For 2,
Yeah.
I think it was dumb. Dumb.
Really? You think so?
For the poster, it made sense. For the movie poster, it made sense. 2, they're coming back to save the world again, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But to put it on the car and on the jumpsuit, like, it's dumb because they're not a new ghost. It's the same team. It's the same firehouse. Unfortunately, not the same car.
Yeah.
It died in the beginning of 2 when they're on their way to the birthday party. That's the car from the first movie, and it was like on its last legs, and it died after filming that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's why
Interesting.
Ecto 1A is a different Cadillac.
Oh
That hurts.
wow. Interesting fact.
They restored the original.
Huh?
A collector restored the original Ecto 1.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I wonder how much that's going for. Alright, so what are some of you guys' favorite Ghostbusters memorabilia? Whether it's pops, any kind of like figures, statues. You have some? You have some of those? Any special figures that you like from Ghostbusters?
No, for me, the only thing I really have is the T-shirt, and that's it. Because I mean, I like Ghostbusters. I really do like Ghostbusters, but it wasn't a film that had me memorized and like, oh, I gotta watch it over and over and over again. For me, that's Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, and for me, that's The Breakfast Club and Weird Science.
I love the Breakfast Club. I love the Breakfast Club.
They had an 80s marathon at AMC on Memorial Day. And that was, I guess, the ending of the marathon. It was that. They had 16 candles, they had all the other, Molly Ringwald 1980s movies.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice. In my humble aspect of knowing Ghostbusters, I personally like the Egon figurine and the Egon and slime. Well, it's the Egon figurine with all his stuff, and then the little Slimers. They're cute.
I feel like anything
My
with
favorite
Slimer. I feel like anything with Slimer or Stay Puft is just like a good collectible. Like period. Like I just love those. I don't have any Ghostbusters pops, but I do plan on buying some Ghostbusters pops pretty soon.
He has
So-
all of them. I think he has. all of
Yeah,
them.
I could imagine. I could imagine. So, right now we're checking out some B-roll of some of your guys' memorabilia you got here, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Why you
got the what's it called? PAK meter, PK. I forgot.
PKE meter.
the PKE? Oh
The-
yeah, I like that. I like that Ghostbusters keychain. By the way, it's pretty dope. I like that.
Which one? The silver one?
Yeah, I like that one.
I told you they like him. I was like, I need to take a picture of that one.
It's also a bottle opener.
It's also a bottle opener. Just like,
Ghostbusters Mace on the keychain.
huh?
too? The one in the brown case, is that Mace? The brown leather case?
Brown leather case.
Brown
Yeah,
leather?
right next to the silver keychain. Brown. It looks like leather
Oh,
to me.
the thing that you had hanging next to the brown, next to the key. No, that's part, I think, of the utility belt. hold on.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like here's Ghostbusters
No.
mace.
I gotta give you props.
I'm sure that it might exist, but I'm not.
I gotta give you props on having mint condition Ghostbuster VHS tape. Like that box is sharp.
It,
It
it's not
isn't
mint,
like
though. That thing's beat up.
It's
Oh,
had
man.
its wear and tear,
You
but
can't play the VHS anymore. It's all corroded
the
inside.
box,
but-
though, the
Oh,
box,
wow.
it still can stand up on its own.
Yeah, see that. Interesting.
It's a 40-year-old relic right there.
So are you still continuously collecting different Ghostbusters memorabilia, or did you like kind of take a break for a little while? Like, what is your routine like?
I if I have the extra money to spend on something, if I happen to be in a store or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
I see like something that I don't have. If I can, I do. If I can't, I wait.
Okay.
Well, right now, his ultimate quest is to get Stay Puft Marshmallows and Ghostbusters cereal.
Yeah, there's a Campfire Marshmallow Company has done Stay Puffed marshmallows, actual marshmallows bag that they're gonna start putting in Walmart.
Oh, what? I am buying that. I am buying that. And Los, you're gonna have some marshmallows with me, whether you want to or
Hell
not.
no.
Whether you want to or not, you're gonna enjoy it.
That stuff is disgusting. I don't know how people
And then
like
there's
that.
also the cereal that he still has yet to find, but it's supposedly in Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in July, I think it's gonna be
Thing.
released like full scale.
Well, I could imagine that when a new film comes out, there's gonna be a whole new set of like things to buy for like new films as well that you're probably gonna have to start collecting too.
Well, the ultimate thing to get for this collection that he owns is the Firehouse in Lego form.
Oh wow,
wow.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
5,000 pieces or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like
I can't
legit.
justify spending $800-900 on a Lego set.
How much
do
it
it.
costs for that?
Sure you could, just
Because
drink
they don't
it.
make it anymore.
Listen.
It was discontinued, so now you can only get it
Oh
from private
wow.
seller.
That's
And,
insane. Yeah, for a
Just drink a
Lego
little
piece.
Jack Daniels and you could do it. Drink a little Jack Daniels almost and be like, oh look, it's justified. Maybe we eating cereal for like a week and ramen noodles, but we're good.
You're like, listen, we can be late on rent this month. We can be late. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
You can hide the car. They won't find it. They won't find it.
Wow.
they've been re-releasing the real Ghostbusters toys from back in the day. And,
Oh really?
That's the. If
they
you
got-
saw the B reel, it has. I took a picture of all his collection.
They got the firehouse and the car coming soon. The car's coming first. But
Nice.
I'm waiting for that firehouse. I had it when I was a kid. My mom sold it at a flea market, and
Oh, I know you were mad about that.
we've been beefing ever since.
Now, quick question: how long did it take you to build? I see you have some footage of your of the backpack here. How long did it take you to build that?
Pack.
The proton pack.
I worked. I bought that thing. It's a spirit. Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
It's one of those, and I bought it in like 2017, and it sat in a box in my closet for 3 years. So if I include that, 3 years and 5 months.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I gutted it, and I got parts from there. There's people that make the electronics and the smoke machine for the inside, and all the ribbon cable, and so I just
The emblems, the stickers, just
took it apart and put
Yeah.
it
Made
back
it-
together with better pieces, and
made it as authentic to the first movie, right?
yeah.
Made it authentic to the first movie as possible.
Interesting. All right. So in closing, I want to know, do you guys think that after the next film, are we gonna start seeing more Ghostbuster stuff? Or you guys think that this might just be it? This is just like a closing chapter, your predictions.
I'll start. I'm hoping this is the first part of a trilogy. That's my hope.
Okay, I can see
Why
that.
do you want it to be a trilogy? I'm just curious.
Yeah, why trilogy?
I would like to see them start off as kids in the first one, be, let's say, teenagers or early 20s in the second one, and in the third one, be adults, and then them talk about the next group of people coming in when they retire or are done with, So I would like to kind of have present the idea of that Ghostbusters will forever live on, even if we don't see the story. There's it will always continue. Like, I would love to see a trilogy, because then you have characters you can see as kids, see in their 20s, see in their 30s, see in their 40s. I would like to see how these guys are so into ghosts, like that it even, like, they get groupies, or like some weird goth chick tries to sleep with them and like kill them or something. I want to see, like, how their career kind of, it spills out into other aspects of their life, and like weird things happen. Like, I think that would be a good thing to see, not just the ghost stuff, but like
Yeah,
everything else around them because of this. And I would like
That's
that
great.
story progress.
I think that's awesome.
that'd be interesting.
Well, I mean, and then I'll piggyback off of what he said. In terms of continuance, also the fact that they took it out of the New York City element and put it in
Yeah,
the countryside.
I like that.
I mean, not for sake of putting down whatever people live in the country, but country stuff. I mean, the environment itself lends for a lot of, scary stuff,
Yeah,
and more paranormal experiences happen in the country more so than in a city where there's lots of noises, and cities on 24/7. There's a whole lot of stuff happening
yeah,
in the city, whereas in the country everything is quiet, and people are afraid of being in quiet.
yeah,
If you just be still and not speak for like a good 5 minutes in an area where there's absolutely no noise, you get a little freaked out.
yeah,
or if you're stuck late in an office somewhere and
yeah,
everybody's gone for the day, and you know that there's no phones or anything happening, and then all of a sudden you hear like thump.
yeah,
Things that go bump in the night. So I think that would add a different element to the culture of Ghostbusters, the fans of Ghostbusters. It would just add to the growth of the franchise. So
okay.
I would love to see the franchise make fun of all these ghost hunting TV shows,
that would be great.
you know, where like, like, let's say the movie Afterlife, where it starts out with these people going, and this place is really haunted, and they're walking through, right? And then all of a sudden the Ghostbusters come in and actually bust the ghost, and like, you're not needed here, and they walk out. I would love that to be the cold open for a film.
That would be an
It
interesting
would make
take on it.
fun of all these people, and it would show how
Didn't
they're not
Supernatural do
bullshit
something
and
like
these
that?
guys are.
Supernatural. I'm not sure.
There's a
Yet.
show called Supernatural, and I think they did an episode where they made fun of all the ghost hunter shows that were on A&E and
Oh yeah.
that. So yeah, that would be awesome if they incorporated that in the film. No.
So
But I will say the best ghost hunting show was Ghost Brothers. That shit is funny.
I don't think I ever watched that one. I've never seen that one.
Yo, when you watch it, instantly you're gonna relate to Marcus. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I gotta add it
Gotta
to my
watch
watch
it,
list.
and you're gonna love Marcus.
So what about you, Jay? Like, what do you think happens from here?
Well, I was gonna say the trilogy thing, but I like the idea of this being the third in the trilogy for the original guys, because they're
yeah.
all going to be in this, and well, not all, but I have a feeling that not all of them are making it through the whole movie either. I just have a feeling.
Interesting
Because,
twist.
Well, that was a stipulation for Bill Murray coming back for Ghostbusters 2 initially. He wanted to either die in it or be a ghost in it already. And of course that didn't happen. But I don't know. I just got a feeling that they're not all making it out. And Ernie Hudson said that this movie left him speechless.
Really?
When he saw a screening of it. So
Wow.
I
Intriguing.
mean, yeah.
Interesting.
But I would like
Yeah.
to see this set up a future series of movies, you know, starting with these kids and you know, whatever team they put together in this
Yeah.
one. You know, and then just let it go where it goes, and you
Yeah.
know, as long as they keep
Good
keep it in
directors.
the family, I guess, you know, with Jason and you know, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
I think that they really can't lose. You know?
Yeah, I guess I can kind of agree with you guys. I kind of see it like I would like to see this lead to more films, especially because of the cast is full of great actors and actresses. Like those kids have some pretty good acting chops. So I think they can hold the franchise pretty well. And based off of like the kids' history of some of the films that they've been in, I can see them kind of going the road of part one, going with a little bit of kind of like going with the dark side, but still having some comedy in there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping they go that route and not try to be overly funny with it like they did with the 2016 version. But yeah, I can see this being the beginning of a new chapter, closing the previous chapter. So
2016 was not funny.
trying to be funny, trying to be keyword, trying to be
movie-
funny.
Made the year 2020 feel like a fucking vacation.
Oh my god.
That's all.
I dare anybody who's listening to this podcast in the audio version or watching the video version. I want you to at Los on social media. His social media is in the description. I want you to at Los and tell him how much you love this film.
Oh, no.
Please do it.
Tweet me.
Tweet Los.
You could tweet me at AMMA. Tweet
Tweet
that
him,
movie
please,
sucks.
and tell him how much. Tell him how much you love the film, and tell him he's wrong. Tell him why he's wrong.
Hell no. Hell no. Once again, guys, thank you very much for watching and listening. And if you can, review us 5 stars. 5 stars helps us get our name out there, our image out there, and more people might get recommended to listen to us. Remember, we cover everything: movies, politics, TV shows, music. We love to talk about pop culture and culture in general. Don't forget to visit our Patreon, even if you only support us at the level. That's wonderful. It really does help us out with the show. And although it may not seem it, because we try to come off as very funny and we joke around with each other, a lot of work goes into the show. We do a lot of research. We think about a lot of things. And we literally have meetings to try to figure this stuff out. Guys, thank you so much for watching, listening. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. And most of all, everybody, please give KJ a thumbs up.
Oh my god. Love, peace, and chicken grease, as Los would say.
Oh, wait. And one last
Ain't
thing.
nothing but chicken wing.
Everybody. KJ's Twitter is KJ_KHZ. Please at him. Where's the chocolate bunnies?
Oh my god.
Now I'm done with the biz.
I swear, if I get chocolate bunny tweets, man, I'm gonna come after you. All right, so yeah. Big ups to Los, big ups to Vid, big ups to Jay. Thanks guys for checking us out. JHouze Radio episode 43, and we will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.
Thank you guys.
Later.
Bye.